Yo, what's good everybody? King here, and I am back with another Apex Legends video. And in today's video, I'm bringing you guys the ultimate aim guide for Apex Legends. So first things first, I want to recommend that if you guys do not want to pay money at all to get better aim, you guys can either use the in-game training, aka the firing range, or you guys can use Aim Labs. It's a free software on Steam that you can download, a free game. And it's a name trainer, and it's free. And if you guys don't want if you guys want something that's a little bit more, like, I guess, intricate and better in my opinion, then you guys can use Kovaak, which is around $10 right now on Steam. That's what I use personally, and that's what I recommend to everyone. But like I said, if you guys don't want to pay money or don't have it, then go ahead and use the firing range. Or aim labs. Personally, I use kovaaks and then I get in the game and in the firing range afterwards to warm up my recoil control and my spray patterns after I warm up my general aim and kovaaks. So I'm going to show you guys what I usually do, or what you can do to improve your aim in the firing range. I do not own or use aim labs, so I cannot tell you about it or recommend it to you. So I'm just gonna show you guys some things you can do in Apex in the firing range to actually get better. So personally, I like to start off with either an R9 wingman or a 301 EVA or PK, depending on what your favorite weapons are. You want to start off with that, and you want to go with no barrel. Choose your sight of choice, and you just want to go around. First, I would recommend tracking the bots and moving your cursor and keeping it in the middle, or you can keep it at head level, depending on if you want to go for headshots or not. I personally go for the center mass. I don't really aim for the head that much because it's easier to kill people and more consistent, but you can go for that headshot if you want to. Next, I like to warm up my shotgun, so I'll flick. For the most part, I'll flick, or I'll either track or jump around or try to do like a strafe to warm up your shotguns. But flicking is like the best thing to warm up, I would say. And then I would focus on target switching, so tapping from head to head, sorry for the stutter, and just trying to hit headshots. Or you can do like this, like in Kovaaks there's Tile Frenzy, but personally I don't recommend doing stuff like this because it's not really what you do in Apex. You more so would do something like this. You spray this guy and then you swap to this guy. Also, you can practice doing 180s, so you can go from here, snap to this guy, do a 180, go back, snap to him again, and then target switch to this guy, target switch to this guy. The reason why I recommend doing no barrel stabilizer is so you can get used to the gun with no recoil. So when you have the barrel stabilizer, there's a lot less recoil, so it's even easier with the barrel. Without the barrel, it's a little bit harder, but it's not very hard at all because this game doesn't have much recoil. So that's what I recommend to do in the firing range. So just work on tracking. You can also work on tracking these moving targets. They move pretty slow, so it's pretty easy. This works for controller and mouse and key, so this is a good thing about doing it in game. I don't know anything about using controller and Kovaak, so I couldn't tell you really about that at all. But like I said, I don't use aim labs, so if you guys want to learn about aim labs, you guys can watch somebody else. Because I don't make any aim lab videos, maybe watching like someone like Swordaz, he plays Apex and he uses aim labs, so yeah. But anyways, that's what I usually do in game. You could also get a friend in here and work on your 1v1s. It's really good. I recommend working on your 1v1s in an aim duel, like doing it up here, or you can use this cover up there like most people do, or you can dome fight. I would personally prefer to dome fight people. If you play with a Gibby, or if you're a Gibby main, that's going to be really useful. Just dome fighting with the PK or EVA, whatever shotgun you want. Working on your peaks and playing cover as well. But enough with the Apex in-game stuff. Now to the real part of the video, or the most accelerated, I guess, learning and practice is gonna take place is in actual Kovaaks. So let's get right into the Kovaaks part of the video. Okay, so now that we're actually back into Kovaaks, let's first go over the settings that you want to use. So firstly, I recommend going for the Apex Sense Scale. This is specifically for Apex. This is not for any other games. This is not a generalized. This is a specific just for Apex. So I recommend using the Sense Scale for Apex, your regular sensitivity in game. The FOV is Apex. The FOV that you use is your one-time zoom FOV. In order to find that out, you just need to go to this website. The link will be in the description. And you just need to plug in your inputs, or plug in your settings. So I play in 1000 DPI. This is my resolution. This is my FOV scale. This is my sensitivity. This is my one times optic sense. So whatever this is what you're gonna plug into your Apex. The reasoning for that is when you zoom in, which you mostly do when you're fighting people with the one-time scope, this is your FOV. So you want to train that FOV and the sensitivity, that feel in Kovaaks to better translate to in-game and help you get better with your one-times. Personally, I mostly use one-time scopes or pistols or shotguns or SMGs, like the Wingman R9. That's like my main combo that I like to use, or 301. That's different. You guys can also practice that. Whatever this FOV is, your 2-time scope. That's my bread and butter scope for my 301. And in order to find that out, you go down below in the search bar and you type saved games. This should pop up. Then you go to Respawn Apex profile. You open it and you go to this SCL FOV scale, and whatever this is, whatever this number is, you paste it right here to field of view multiplier, and then you find out what this FOV is, and then you plug it in. It'll be different for you. It won't be the same unless you play on the same sensitivity as me, which is 0.925 with 1000 DPI. So after you set that up, you go to keybinds. The only thing I recommend changing is the the reset session. This is what I use, F. Make it something comfortable and easy for you to use. Right here it doesn't really matter because you don't zoom in, the zoom sense multiplier, but this is your crosshair and your color and the scale, and this is how big it is. Mine's 0.7 with the plus and with a green color. And these are my shooting sounds. They're pretty basic. I couldn't find anything else. These are my video settings. It's literally just my resolution and nothing else. My visuals are pure colors, solid colors. They're just gray on the wall. And then these are my sounds, and then MISC and leaderboards. So that's about it for that. Moving on to the actual scenarios that you should use in game. Personally, the only two that I use specifically that are just by themselves are these two. Tile Frenzy Jumbo. This is what I use to warm up my arm and stuff right when I start Kovaxing in the beginning. It just helps me warm up my arm and just my aim in general, and then I swap over to Smooth Your Wrist. Like the name says, you just try to smooth your wrist out, so it basically makes your aim smoother and gives you better accuracy when you're tracking with your wrist, and making small tracking, slow gradual tracking. And then the actual playlist that I recommend to use is the Apex Tracking Official playlist, and basically it's just a whole bunch of scenarios of you tracking. The first one's like thin lines that you track, and then this one's like a small dot that you track around. The next one is just robots that you track, like this, and then this is like accuracy based, so I'm trying to hit your shots. This one's a really good scenario. I recommend getting good at this one. It's just having high ground and looking down on people and tracking, and this one's just fighting on a staircase. The next one is in a coliseum. I personally don't like this one, but it's still viable to use. As you can see, I'm terrible with it. And this one's just tracking a big robot that's strafing back and forth. And then the next one are flying robots that you track. These are pretty simple scenarios and they're easy to do, and I recommend them to do because they help you a lot in game, because these are similar to real in-game scenarios. Most of them are. Some are a little bit over the top, but they help you practice aim in a broader scale, I guess, so you can just be better at the game overall and aiming wise. After you get good or plateau, work a little bit harder on the scenarios, and then once you feel like you're comfortable with it and it's a little too easy, then you can move on to harder scenarios and harder playlists. I recommend going for the Pure G Apex scenario or playlist, sorry. This one's really good, really in-depth, really just difficult to learn in the beginning, so it's a really nice challenge to start off. um, and then I recommend going for the smoothness playlist for the Pure G as well. I do these two playlists like I do one, so I aim train every day before I play the game, right? So I do the Pure G Apex playlist one day, and then I do the smoothness in the next day. Then I go back to the Pure G, then I do the smoothness. And then sometimes when I don't feel like, sorry, my alarm's going off. So sometimes when I feel like I don't want to aim train as much as I usually do, I will do the Apex tracking official and see if I can break any of those scores after doing the Pure G ones. But that's just like once in a while, because I'm over that playlist now. I think I've outgrew it and I'm on to harder scenarios. So yeah, just go through this playlist and just try to get good scores, and just try to be better. Don't focus on being quick, super fast, or super like try to be more accurate than you are speed will come over with time. Just remember that speed is control. If you're too fast and you're missing shots, then you're just gonna be like too jittery, too fast. You want to go slow, and as you get better at being slow, then you can slowly pick up the pace. And it's better to build better habits early than to just go try to be super fast, like you see people aim training like going like I don't know how to explain it, but control is speed. So just get better at being more accurate and try to gradually speed up the pace, but don't go too fast to where you're missing shots. It's always better to hit more shots and be slower than to hit less shots and be faster, because the more shots you hit, the better accuracy, the faster they die. So yeah, that's my recommendations for playlist, the Apex tracking official when you first start off, then move on to the Pure G Apex and smoothness playlist. Also speed and flicking accuracy, that can help you with getting speed and accuracy. So just try that out. If you feel like you're too slow, then use this one. But I will leave all the links to everything you need in the description down below. All the playlists, links, all these, the websites for the calculator for Apex. Yeah, pretty much everything you need for in-game side. But next I want to talk about the out-of-game side. So things I recommend to do out-of-game is eat before you play so you're not hungry. Eat something good and that will fill you, but also not too like junky, because your diet does affect your performance. Um, Also stay hydrated, have good posture, and get good sleep. Good sleep is a really like good way to increase your performance. If you feel like you're always not getting any sleep, that's probably a reason why you might be performing poorly. Having good sleep, being awake and alert. Also, stretching before you play might help you get warm quicker and feel like more maneuverable, if that makes any sense. But yeah, those are my recommendations for out of game stuff that you should do. Just remember, health is wealth, so try to be better at that. But you can do whatever you want. That's just my recommendation. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys learned something new, or if these things help you. If you guys have any questions about anything, literally anything in-game related or out of game, just ask me in the comments. I will answer them if they are answerable, if that makes any sense. Yeah, appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you guys learned anything new or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and check out my socials and my Twitch. Everything will be in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.